This is it. The last one. The last film in the LEGO franchise. Before LEGO Movie 2. Hey guys, Brady here, and welcome to the final part of my LEGO Movie trilogy marathon. So, anyways, and you're probably wondering, hey, Brady, where's LEGO Clutch Powers? Well, listen to me. I'm not going to review that yet, because I know most of you guys grew up with that film, but you have to remember, there's one ground rule here. I'm only reviewing films that were released theatrical, meaning that they were released in the theaters. Clutch Powers was a home video movie, meaning that it was a DVD release. But it was still considered the first LEGO film, so maybe I'll include that as a bonus film later in the months, or something like that. I don't know. When I get off my lazy butt and review it, because I grew up with that film, you guys did as well, so maybe I'll review it in the future. Glad to get that out of the way. But anyways, back to the topic at hand. If you grew up in the 2010s, chances are you were familiar with the lovable franchise known, the not-so-loved franchise now, but awkwardly structured and interestingly confusing masterpiece-ish, that was LEGO Ninjago. It was a cartoon show it was a series of short films that spawned a cartoon show in Cartoon Network in 2011. Oh, goody. And so, and of course, that means toy lines, a appearance in LEGO Dimensions, that's interesting, and a few different LEGO games, like LEGO Ninjago Shadow of Ronin for the 3DS, as well as LEGO Battles Ninjago for the Nintendo DS and DSi systems. I grew up with that game along with the original LEGO Battles. And of course, as the title of this video suggests, this franchise got a film to capitalize on its popularity a mere 7 years later. And then along came the LEGO Ninjago Movie. I kid you not, folks. This film actually released the exact same year as the LEGO Batman movie, 2017 to be exact. The same year where we would get Splatoon 2, Super Mario Odyssey, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, so many other games as well. But this film, along with many other films in 2017, was a mixed bag for most people. Some people liked it, like myself, and some people hated it. And let me tell you right now, folks, this film is literally LEGO Power Rangers. And I am not the first person to say that. Apparently, Andre of Black Nerd Comedy, and yes, if you guys know who that is, it's good for you, Andre said, when he reviewed this film, he was like, this film is LEGO Power Rangers. I kind of agree, considering that the cartoon show was also LEGO Power Rangers, except for kids. Then again, Power Rangers is made for kids in general. Thus, this film was born. Yay! But, how did this film hold up? And most importantly, did it get the same traction that the previous film, the LEGO Batman movie, did as well? Oh, and by the way, they also made a LEGO game out of this. And I hate that game. Yeah, it's a terrible game, by the way. I don't like that game. That's one of the many modern LEGO games that I just don't like. It's so bland and forgettable. But anyways, how about we explain the story? Good God, this chair is uncomfortable. I wish I could go back to that black chair. But my black chair is broken. I broke my black chair, and I replaced it with a new chair. Hooray. But anyways, and as you can see, my switch is on. But back to this story, of course, because we're getting so off topic that I can't even explain how off topic we're getting. So the movie starts, of course, with, let me address my chair. The movie starts with a live-action segment And that's normally interesting, considering that the first Lego movie ended on a live action segment with Will Ferrell and some random kid in his basement. But here we see a kid walking into a Chinese antique store, ran by the one and only action star himself, mother freaking Jackie Chan. Warner Brothers actually paid Jackie Chan to be in this movie. I'm not kidding. And so, we get told a story. Jackie Chan is like, have you ever heard the legend behind the legend of Ninjago? And so we transition from real life, live action, to Legos. Thus we enter the setting of this place, Ninjago City. I can't imagine this whole city thing going all over the place. There's Lego City, there's Gotham City, Bricksburg, Ninjago City. What's next? Bricksville? Unikitty Land? No, that's Cloud Cuckoo Land. I'm sorry. But anyways, so therefore we get to meet our main characters. And they all go to high school, just like the Power Rangers. And let's learn about them. First, we have the main character of this entire film, Lloyd Garmadon. He is also from the cartoon show. And he is the son of Lord Garmadon. Therefore, he is the most hated person in his entire high school. Ouch. Being the son of a villain is certainly cool. I don't know. I don't know, man. That immediately brings hatred. But anyways, there's also, and by the way, Lloyd, along with 4 other characters, or actually 5 other characters if you count the girl, are the saviors of this city, just like the Power Rangers. Yahoo! But anyways, there's Zane, who is the Ice Ninja, just like in the cartoon, and I want to explain how Zane is I want to explain Zane. That's great. I will explain something. If you watch the cartoon, or at least the half season, the first season, you notice that Zane, spoilers, Zane kind of died at the end of the first season and returned in the second season as a robot. Here, he is a human who speaks like a robot. Allow me to give you a sample. Zane is like, geez, man, my mom is always on my case. She's always like, beep, 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 beep. And then Zane's like, lay off, Mom. I'm just a teenager. And then, he keeps saying that every time. That's because he doesn't want to admit that some people that he think that he's a robot. He's like, don't worry, guys. I'm just a normal teenager. That's so dumb. Then there's Kai, who kind of sounds like a jock, to be honest. He's always like, hey, how's it going, folks? And no, he's not voiced by Will Ferrell, who kind of sounds like a jock in general. But, jock in general, that's stupid. But yeah, he's the super bro-y kind of guy who's always like, hey, how's it going, dudes? How's it going? Give me your heart. Ugh. And then there's his sister, Nia, who apparently became a ninja in the second season, the last few episodes of the second season. And she's the super cool chick who rides a motorcycle. She's kind of like Wild Style, except completely altered. And then there's Cole, who likes to listen to music a lot. Hence the fact that he has his, that on the back of the box you see him holding a stereo up to his ear. That's a typical cliche. And then there's Jay, who's the shy kind of person. You see these stereotypes going on all over the place? You can kind of get an idea that Warner Brothers was clearly having fun with the stereotypes. Not to mention the fact that other movies have stereotypes as well, like the first Lego movie. By the way, you should go check out that review. It's good. But anyways, but when danger strikes, when danger strikes, Lord Garmadon comes in with this shark kind of mech for some reason. I mean, he's kind of into sea creatures. I don't even know why, but anyways, he comes in with this shark mech, and all of his cronies dress like sea creatures. And then he's like, "Hey, hey, Ninjago City, I'm back!" And well, allow me to explain his character. He's kind of on the same lines as the Mighty Eagle in the Angry Birds movie. Not too, yeah, he's kind of a douche, but he doesn't. At least he's not a pop cultural referencing person. At least, but he's kind of a douche almost. But then he's like, "I am the one and the only." And then one of the citizens at the hot dog stand is like, "Garmadon!" And then Garmadon's like, "What's my name?" And the same guy at the same hot dog stand is like, "Garmadon!" And he spits out more mustard, like. And then he's like, "I can't hear you." And then, oh God, that voice is patronizing. Everyone's always like, everyone in the city's like, "Garmadon, Garmadon, Garmadon." And then a baby even comes close saying, "Garmadon." That in itself is just a little too silly for me, but it's still funny. And so, when danger strikes, of course, guess who gets the distress signal? The ninjas. Lloyd, Nia, Kai, Zane, Cole, and Jay. And they're all like, "Can I have a bathroom pass?" And so they rush down the hallway to a locker, a la Batman 60s show, and go down the lockers, just like in the 60s show of Batman. And they suit up for battle in their ninja suits and their ninja masks. And they get in their mechs and go down to stop Garmadon. Even to a point where Zane is like, "If we were the Beatles, I'd be John, you'd be Paul, you'd be George, and I would be their computer." Did the Beatles even have a computer? I mean, really. But anyways, they stopped Garmadon, and they got him all cornered up. And so, for some reason, Lloyd brings up a personal issue where he's like, "I'd like to say something. Is there anyone in this city that is important to you? Or anything in this city that's important to you?" And then Garmadon's like, "I had this one place. This one thing." And then dramatic music starts playing, and he's like, "There was this place that made the most unbelievable ramen of all time. I mean, there was no other place like it. I mean, of course, there's..." And then Lloyd is like, "Oh, okay, well, just to clarify, there's nothing else in this city that's more important to you?" And then Garmadon's like, "Yes, I have something so dear to me. It was a guitar. I traded it in for some sort of jacket or something. I mean, that jacket wasn't even very popular at the time." And yeah, you can see he was trying to sugarcoat the truth and not say anything about how Lloyd is his son. And Lloyd comes as close to saying, "Okay, I want to say something right now. Out of all the things in the city, there is nothing else that is important to you at all." And then Garmadon's like, "Yes, there was a boy." And then Lloyd's like, "What happened to your child?" And then Garmadon goes on a long speech about how all the bad things about Lloyd that made him a parent. He's like, he was so small. He kept chewing. He kept crying. He couldn't walk. I mean, he's a child. I mean, he couldn't even walk. He's the worst thing in my life. And then Lloyd's mech is like shooting out a bunch of missiles towards Garmadon. Like I'm talking from every angle. It's like normal missile, second missile, triple missiles, finger missiles, head missile, double head missile, backup head missile, butt torpedoes. Okay, that's clearly meant for children. But yeah, and and then Lloyd comes as close to saying, "Oh my God, you're annoying me! Please get out of my life!" And then Garmadon's like, "Get out of your life? I ain't doing that. Well, I'll see you soon, ninjas. And when I return, I will have something planned for you guys. Something big." And so we, of course, meet the next character, played by Jackie Chan. See, there's a reuse of a cast member. His name is Master Wu, or in the show he is called Sensei Wu. and here he's called Master Wu. And he trains the ninjas in the way of the ninja. And then he's like, I wrote a book about it. It's called Ninjanuity. Copyright Master Wu. And then, yeah, they make that a joke once or twice, I believe. But then again, and he explains to the ninjas all their powers, and he's like, yeah, you can create water on your own. Kai, fire. Jay, lightning. And then Jay's like, so ninja. That's clearly a one-liner, cheesy one-liner. And then he's like, coal, earth. And then he's like, Zane, ice. And then Zane's like, ice is nice. That's another one-liner. There you go. And then Lloyd's like, hey, what's my power? And then Sensei Wu, or Master Wu, is like, your power is green. And then Lloyd's like, can you repeat that for a second? And then he literally repeats himself. He's like, green. And then Lloyd is like, I'm sorry. I mean, I'm just having caught my ears. I mean, can you please say that one more time, please? And then he literally repeats himself again. And then he's like, green. And then he's like, and Lloyd explains how he wants a different element. He's like, hey, can I have a different element besides green? It sounds so plain and bland. Can I be the element of surprise? And then Wu's like, no, that's the fuchsia ninja. I never knew there was more ninjas, like the fuchsia ninja. And then literally the fuchsia ninja comes out, he's like, surprise! And so Lloyd and Master Wu go on a long talk about how he is not as special as he thought. And then Master Wu shows off his weapon collection of a lot of different weapons, like big weapons, small weapons, dull weapons, even an ultimate weapon. And then Lloyd's like, wait, can you say that last one again? And then he's like, oh, you mean the ultimate weapon? And then a bunch of Japanese stock footage starts playing. And then he's like, whoa, that's crazy. And so the following day, Garmadon comes back with something big, like he said before. And then he comes in with an even bigger mech, and now he's going to stop the mayor of Gotham City by climbing up her tower. Apparently, like that's ever gonna happen again. Apparently there's like suction cups on his feet, I don't know. But likewise, and then he places a flag on top of the building, and then everyone's like, oh my god, or gosh, Garmadon conquered Ninjago City. And then he's like, I have finally done it. Play some DJ music. And then Lloyd comes in, and he has the ultimate weapon, which is a laser pointer for some reason. And then he's like, get out of Ninjago City now and forever. Then he's like, oh, really? You think that's gonna stop me? And then at some point he's like, takes off his mask and he's like, Dad. And then Lord Garmadon's like, Lloyd? And he's pronouncing the name wrong. And Lloyd's like, yeah, that's right. I'm your son. And it's Lloyd, Dad. And then Garmadon's like, no. Lloyd. I named you. And then Lloyd's like, you ruined my life. And then Garmadon is like, how could I ruin your life? I wasn't even there. It was just you and your mother and nothing else. And yes, Lloyd has a mother, which means we'll get into a backstory in the future. And then he comes as close to saying, I wish you weren't my father. But there was another sort of distress. Something big. Something ominous. Something... It's a cat. Since the ultimate weapon is a laser pointer, Lloyd, for some odd reason, on accident, summons a cat known as Meowthra. And that is a play on words for Mothra, which I just figured out in a few, in just this minute. Thank you for that. Anyways, and then Meowthra is destroying all the mechs from all the ninjas. Kai, Cole, Jay, Zane, Nia, they're all gone. and they blame this on Lloyd. Now they're mad at Lloyd because apparently Lloyd is the one who destroyed Ninjago City. I keep saying Lego Ninjago City. I mean, then again, the title is Lego Ninjago. I mean, frick that. But anyways, so Master Wu is like, I have an idea, something that is better than the ultimate weapon. And then he's like, he closes up his face. He's like, the ultimate weapon. And then more Japanese stock footage starts playing, and then everyone's like, wow. And then he's like, I will take this quest on my own. Bye. And then everyone's complaining like, hey, come on, Sensei, why can't you take us with us? But then he's like, fine, I'll take you guys with me. Yeah. So and then he's like, are you ready to save the day and get the ultimate weapon and freaking what's the name? And stop Meowthra. And then everyone's like, yes, I am. Yep. And then Jay's like, maybe. Yeah, because Jay is the shy kind of person. And then Garmadon is like, I have secret cameras all over the place, so I guess I'm going to the jungle. And then, cut to the jungle part, you hear Master Wu whistling. His staff is a whistle. He's whistling, welcome to the jungle. I'm sorry, but Jumanji already did that. But then again, I think Jumanji came out in 2018. But I digress, of course, because this film did it first. Before Jumanji. But anyways, and so even at one point, Master Wu stops the ninjas for a training segment, and he's like, close your eyes and say, I've got the power. And then he whistles, I've got the power, the song, you know. And he hears something, he's like, what's that? Hold on one second, guys. Hide yourselves in this environment. And then everybody hides in a completely wrong place. And then apparently Garmadon is nearby as well. So and Sensei Wu and Garmadon are apparently brothers. Ooh, shoot. But anyways, they have a large fight sequence, and and Garmadon performs an attack called the Seven Deadly Butterflies of Shaolin, and he's like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then he only dodges 6 of them. We will get to that in a few seconds. So and then Garmadon's like, where are your ninjas? And then Wu is just like, you'll never find them. They're in secret locations that cannot be found by anything else. And then Garmadon looks at the places that they hide it in and calls like, Gaga, Gaga! And then Sensei Wu traps Garmadon in a cage. And then Garmadon's like, did you count all the 7 deadly butterflies? And then Wu's like, yeah, I did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then Garmadon's like, 7. And then the 7th one comes in and knocks Sensei Wu off the bridge. And so they have to rely on Garmadon to get past the jungle to find the ultimate weapon. And yes. And Garmadon's turning the ninjas against Lloyd and then Zane all of a sudden is like, look what he's doing to us. We have to focus. He's turning our minds. And at least Zane is smart enough to notice that. And then he's like, whip, whip, my sensors indicate a fork in the road. Yes, seriously, Zane is probably the funniest character in this whole film. Not counting Sensei Wu. And so they literally come across a fork in the road, and the first road that they would go to is the one that's like a peaceful stairs all the way up to this treetops. And then the other path is a deadly, really dark path into the depths of the catacombs. And so they chose the right one. The deadly catacombs. It was Garmadon's decision, by the way. But anyways, they enter the catacombs, and then they find the secret hideout of the rejected minions of Garmadon. And he's like, wait a minute, I recognize some of these people. They were my minions at one point. My number ones. They are all rejected, by the way. And they have to and yeah, frick, why am I saying and a lot. But Garmadon and Lloyd get caught in a cage, and the rest of the ninjas are left in the jungle. And so and first there's Nia that comes out, and first there's Jay that's lying on the floor, and then Nia comes out. He's like, "Hey, what's that?" And then Jay's like, "How's it going?" And then Zane's all of a sudden coming in like, "Pew pew pew pew," and then he's like, "I think I might be an adrenaline junkie." And then Kai and Cole are coming in while Kai is holding Cole to carry him, and he's like, "I got you, bro! I got you!" And then Cole's like, I could easily just walk on the floor and not get carried by you, But anyways, so the ninjas have to disguise themselves in their masks, of course, to go and save Lloyd and Garmadon. And so once they do, they play the most logical song to play. It's not action-packed, but it's a calming song. The kind of song that you'd hear in the fields or something like that, with the guitar, dee, 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 like that. And and while they're trying to escape, Garmadon is teaching Lloyd apparently how to throw. Now, isn't that just something? Oh my god, this video is actually getting very long. So let's skip to the part. After they have the special family bonding, they get in the helicopter and fly all the way to the Fractured Foundation, I think it's called. I don't know. But apparently it's the original home of the Garmadons. Yeah, that's right. They had a house. That means they probably, a gigantic temple. That must mean they had like 700 family members, because there's like 700 bedrooms. That was stupid. But anyways, we of course finally get the backstory of how Lloyd came to be. So apparently there was this character named Coco, not Coco Bandicoot or Hot Coco, but there was this character named Coco with 2 K's and 2 O's. And she was a warrior back in the day. And when she met Garmadon, they went out on dates many times. It was love at first fight, as they said in the film. And then when they created when Garmadon and Coco made Lloyd, Coco decided, my son would not want to hang out with you. I don't want my son to become a villain like you. And so Coco takes Lloyd to Ninjago City, leaving Garmadon in the rain. And that's it. So of course we arrive at the scene where they find the ultimate weapon inside of a treasure chest. What is the ultimate weapon, you may be asking? It's a bunch of pieces representing the elements of the ninjas. And then they hold all their weapons or parts, and they're performing this really sweet 3D effect. They're like, whoa, this rocks. And then apparently Lloyd, since his power is green, he grabs a grass piece and he's like, and I'm green. And so we skip to the part where the temple is falling apart, and apparently Lord Garmadon betrayed the ninjas, and he's heading off to Ninjago City to stop Meowthra as himself. By himself, by the way. Oh no, the video is getting long. It's about to hit that 30-minute mark. New record. Yay. Oh god. But anyways, let's continue. This video is 30 minutes long. Yahoo for me. But anyways, this is my longest video. Good god. Alright, back to the topic. When the temple was falling, they realized that the ultimate weapon, they don't need it to access their powers. And so they just have to chain their inner elements, and they have to keep saying, I got the power for some reason. Because apparently that's a running joke that'll last long. And so, they escape the temple successfully and head back to Ninjago City. And yeah, plot, blah, 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 and whatnot. So, they stopped Meowthra, and apparently, Garmadon got eaten by, Meowthra. And so, Lloyd is kind of worried. He's like, Dad? Where'd you go? And then they're all like, come on, Lloyd, all we have to do is just stop Meowthra and we won! But Lloyd doesn't want to do that. He wants to go on this depressing speech about how everything is all right. He's like, don't worry, Dad. You'll be fine. And then Garmadon literally cries lava. Or fire. Because he's a demon. How glorious. And then, so they get back together. Everything goes back to normal. Meowthra apparently leaves the city, ending the LEGO Ninjago movie. 32 or 31 minutes of me rambling about this film. Overall, yeah, this film's fine. It's not perfect, I'll tell you that. It's not on the same lines as the Batman movie, of course, or even the first one, for crying out loud, or Clutch Powers. I mean, that's better than this, but this LEGO movie is certainly meant for the younger audience. Certainly meant for that. Yeah, and it says fun for all ages when it's literally fun just for children. And sure, the adults will get a chuckle out of it a few times, and I did too. Much like other films that I've seen in my life. But yeah, this film is certainly targeted towards the younger audience, but it's still an enjoyable ride nonetheless. But if you're looking for something that'll distract your kids and distract yourself and give you a lovely few chuckles a few seconds, this is something that you'll like. If you're looking for something on the lines of the first LEGO movie, I don't know if you'll find it here, but you'll certainly find it in the Batman movie. So I could kind of recommend this film. So, 33 minutes. Yahoo. So, if you guys want more, please comment down below. This has been Brady of the Bunch with the LEGO Film Trilogy Review Marathon. 3 separate videos. See you guys next time for a game review. And I think I found the game that I should review. Sayonara, peeps. Take care.